Salem Witch EMD, your World Poker Tour Club WPT Ambassador. We're going to feature some live stream today, live streaming action from all that's going on Club WPT Gold and Club WPT. We're in a spot here. So today we're going to focus on strategy chat. We're going to be talking giveaways and all the fun things that are coming down the pipeline regarding the ambassadorship. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got a big hand here. I'm going to get straight into the action. And we'll talk a little bit about strategy, and we'll talk about giveaways. It's gonna be a fun day. Let's see what we can do here. All right, so let's get it flipped around and get it going here. So we are playing 2 tournaments right now, and we got a big spot coming up. This is the 218 SC PKO 500 guaranteed. This is on Club WPT Gold. All right, let's see what we got here. We had 5 Jack of Hearts facing a 3-bet. It's a clear fold. Over here we've got Club WPT. This is the 4,000 cash VIP fun day. Coming up in about 6 minutes, we have the day 2 of the 218 SC 600K guaranteed on Club WPT Gold. That's a big spot, $600,000 prize pool. So let's see what we got. 5-2 offsuit. That's going to be a clear fold here. And let's see what we've got here. That is another fold. We were a chip leader in this one for a while. We're currently sitting 3rd place. This is a nice tournament for one day. Let's see, hour and 50 left for late reg. First place is 19,000, 18,000 to second. And this is a PKO tournament also, so a lot of the prize pool is going to giveaway to bounties rather. So 36,000 of the prize pool is to be given towards bounties. So far the total prize pool is 113,000, 150 guaranteed. I'm sure it'll make that pretty early on. We've knocked 3 players out already, or 2 players rather out already. All right, so 5-7 offsuit, EP. We're gonna fold that. Over here to Club WPT. A couple other big tournaments going on Club WPT later this evening. We're pretty excited for the spot in about 5 minutes on Club WPT Gold. Big day 2. We're going to talk some strategy hands and break it down. Let's see what we got here. We're up to 4th place. We're chip leader for about 10 minutes. One guy tried to bluff us, and we just took him out. 75 offsuit, EP. We're over 200 big blinds deep here, so playing some big stack poker. When you're thinking of effective stack, you want to think about not only how many chips you have, but how many chips the players have that you're playing against. Jason SC says, hello. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Good luck today. You playing a lot of events today? What are you playing on? Club WBT? You playing anything on Gold? Some really good tournaments today. Great day of poker. Let's see what we got here. For example, the blinds are 250. So just thinking through this, most people have around 50 or 60 big blinds. So when you're thinking of effective stack, you want to start thinking about how many big blinds all the players have that you're playing against. I'm going to be folding 9-3 suited. Let's see what Jason SD says. Bounty day 2 100K, and all the stuff on club. Bounty day 200K. Is that different? That's different than the 218 PKO, right? Um, let's see. I think Brad Braulio and I. Hey, Arekvet, how you doing? Good to see ya. Let's see. I think we're gonna call here. We're gonna sneak in for 250. Pretty bad flop. Gonna be looking to give that one up. Um, that's 100K guaranteed. Is that right, Jason SD? Braulio, I've got Brad Braulio, and I've got a big spot day 2 in the 218 PKO. Smithy Raj is in the chat also. Join Iraq Vet and Jason SD. Smithy says jumping in for a few seconds. Welcome in, Smithy, the man, the myth, the legend. All right. Yeah, doing well, Arakfet. Yeah, thanks for asking. Been busy with work. Got a few days off coming up this week. Be able to focus on all the life things, getting caught up, right? Um, so yeah, life's been good, crazy. Smithy Raj is asking what we got going on. Well, we got a lot going on. We were playing on Club WBT in the POY. Ooh, a third screen's popping up here. That must be the day 2 PKO. Big spot here. We got a lot of chips in this one. Pretty excited. 600K guaranteed. So we're playing 2 tournaments on Gold and 1 on Club WPT as we speak. We fired the main event earlier, and we went out 2 bullets in a row. We couldn't win a flip. Eights versus Ace King. We actually had pocket aces 3 times in 51 hands. Spun up a nice stack. It was a turbo. And then got pocket eights all in against Ace King off and King on the flop and showers. That's pretty similar to how our bullet ended. The other bullet in the main event ended. We got tens all in. 3-bet shove, 18 big blinds against Ace King, and of course King on the flop. We did not run well in the main event. We lost lots of flips to win tournaments, to win championships. You got to win flips. So hopefully we got all the run bad out of our system. So this is a big spot here. This is day 2 of the 218 600K guaranteed. Looks like there's 150. Looks like there is 537 people left. We're sitting 151. All in shove, over 10 big blinds, about 11 with 7-4 off. Very clear fold. Let's see what we got here. So looks like we're starting the day at 537. We're all in the money. 61,000 up top. Look at that. That's big price pool. 58,000 for second, 24,000. Looks like everyone at the final table will be getting at least 10,000, roughly 7th and above. This is a really big spot. So we're gonna look to run deep here. We'll be breaking the hands down strategy chat as we're going through this. We just hopped in this one. This is a 218 one day. It's kind of a warm-up PKO. Let's see. Progressive knockout. We did some studying on progressive knockout strategy. Gleaned some interesting things. Another shove. This player's getting after it early. King 6 off. Clear fold. Aces. Snaps off. He's got outs. No 10. Ace 10 is out. And a bounty. Yeah, these bounties in the PKO here are pretty small compared to the massive prize pool. Everyone's got about $100 to $200 on their head for a bounty. But like we saw, they're talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000. What would Smithy Raj do here with this one? I think he's going to raise that one up. All right, 10 deuce off, clear fold. But this one we jumped in a quick day 1 and ran it up. We were chip leader for at least 10 minutes. It's a PKO also, 150K guaranteed. Nice price pool for just a 1-day tournament. So, a lot going on. Ooh, everyone folded. Man, must be my tight image. Okay, 7 deuce offsuit. I know what to do with that one. Pretty easy decision so far. Let's see. Threes. Alright, Jack 6 off. Just gonna fold that one. Ooh, pocket jiggities. We know what to do with this one too. So only about 20 big blinds for Ghost. You're looking to commit to that. These are big blinds here, 3,200. So we're pretty shallow relatively. So let's see what we want to do. Tiger Dog is really deep. We make it a little bit bigger here with Jackatos. Let's see what we got going on in club. It's fine to fold under the gun. The Brad Owen hand. Brad Owen recently deemed the nicest guy in poker. I haven't got to meet him too much. Does seem like a really genuinely nice guy. Alright, Chiquitos. Let's see, we are up against the... What do we want to do? I think we want to do some mixing here between betting and checking. When we do bet, we want to go a little bit on the larger side. Hearts now. Alright, so really no reason to do anything other than check call here. Let's get a jack on the river one time. That'd be a nice river. So he checks it back. So he's gonna just have some missed draws a lot of time. We just take our showdown value, and we win. He got aggressive with the nines. Nice result with jiggities. I'm glad we bet the flop. We got an extra street of value there against the 9-10. I don't think he was sure if he was value betting or bluffing, but c'est la vie, we took it down. Alright, another playable hand here with Nueves. Alright, Lagavulin here in the big blind with, alright, right around 10 big blinds. Alright, let's see what we got. What we're gonna do here, it's close. A fold on club. It looks like we can check there actually. So another spot over here. So we flop top pair here. Let's take our nines. We see bet and took it down there. Alright, so really gonna hope to get the showdown value there. Fold that one. We have going on club. Pretty terrible hand there. Just gonna fold. Alright, let's do a little third pot bet here. This player's not for value. This player's not too interested in this hand. Just checked every street, so we can get some calls from like ace highs, that sort of thing. Let's see what we get. Ace high call, let's go. Alright. Took that one down. Alright. Kings. We know what to do with that one. Let's see. Pocket kings. Cowboys. What would Smithy Raj do with this one? I think he's gonna want to raise it up. Let's go big. 900 seems appropriate. With my image, if anyone knows, if any of these players know who I am, they might think I'm bluffing, which is always nice when you have a premium hand. Let's see what we got. 10-4 offsuit over here and 10-7 offsuit. Folded both of those. Going immediately to pocket kings. Three ways. Out of position. A little over 1.5 SPR. Let's go two streets and just half pot. Let's go. We can go smaller. Let's go 1100 to 28. Maybe someone's got ace jack or queen jack. Something like that would be really nice. 10s versus 6s. Oh, 10s goes ahead and completes a straight. Okay, jam. What do they have? Clubs. I think they might be overplaying a jack. Aces. Wow, that's a cooler situation. Kings versus aces. Aces. They played it pretty tricky pre-flop. That was really well played. Just kind of slow played it. Kind of trapped me. There's no way I was getting away from that. I think maybe I folded kings once pre-flop. I think that was in the cash game. Alright, what do we have here? A whole lot of nothing. Kind of fold, kind of a tight fold, but just a really bad hand that's not going to realize equity across multiple streets. What do we have here? That looks good enough to go with for sub 10 big blinds, 9-8 suited. You can win a lot of hands, a lot of ways. POY. A lot of good players on club running deep in POY. I went Rich Al, POY champion, diamond champion last year. I wonder how he'd play this 8-9 suited hand. I mean, from the butt limp to you on the button, I think you just got to go with it. Not upset about folds, but also if you get called, probably going to be behind, but you've got at least 40% equity most of the time. All right, calls it off. 10 queen. Sorry, ace 10 versus. Ooh, and we get unfortunate news here. What do we have? Any outs? Jack. 4 jacks. And showers. All right. That was good. Short and sweet. We're into a couple tough spots. What do we have here? This is a spot. Jam. I think it's just a call. Actually, I think it's a rejam. Alright, I'm gonna rejam ace queen. And go for the bounty. Nice hand though. What is he jamming there with? Weak aces, I think. Oh, is that Casca? Oh, that is Casca. That's a pro. Really good player. Okay, I don't think he has ace king or anything super strong there. Yeah, that's Casca. Casca just got like fourth place out of 19,000. Alright, no queen and we're good. Let's go. We took out a pro. Alright, in the day 2. Tough player. I'm surprised he jammed that for such a big at least maybe 17, 18 big blinds. He jammed queen jack off from the button. Kind of surprising play. Kind of a cooler situation. It's pretty rare that someone wakes up with such a big hand in the blinds, but here we are. So let's get our club tournament is off for now, so we just have gold tournaments going. So what do we have? 2 for offsuit. Pretty bad hand there. Let's see what we said in the chat here. Setting PKO says don't play them. Hello, just kidding. Yeah, PKO strategy, it's not that, there's some nuances, but it's not that much different than regular tournaments, to be quite honest, from what my understanding is of it so far. Pretty limited understanding. Alright. Iraq bet, GG. Yeah, busted on a club. Took a cooler. Kings versus ace king. Or kings versus aces, rather. That's going to happen sometimes. There will be more tournaments. That's for sure. On club and on gold. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Suited hand. Seems good enough to defend. 3-9 suited against future. Flop a 3. Alright. Decent. We'll look to improve. Over here, what do we have? King 4 offsuit. That's pretty weak. Gonna fold that. I think we can check there and bet some. So we bet. We do have a pair. Pairs are hard to make. And we made a pair. He checked the flop, so probably almost certainly has no queens. Probably doesn't have any pair when he checks the flop, so that was just kind of a almost a protection bet. I mean, you're not going to be super valuable with 4th pair, but you can't just check there every time. Because when he bets the turn, then you're pretty sad. Can you really call with 4th pair? I don't know. It's a nice place to just lead there on the turn. Not all the time. You know, it's like a lot of things in poker are not never or always. So how are we doing over here? Now we're up to 60th place out of 463. Let's see what 60th pays out. Let's see. 60th pays About 1,000. Yeah, not bad. Not bad for a 218 buy-in, but we're obviously looking to spin up from there. I think first place is over 40,000. So, all right, what do we have here? We are on the button facing a person who's been quite active. Not numbers aren't too good. 2315. Donnie Rhubarb. I like mainly just a fold here. Yeah, can't really do much there. Facing a 3-bet. Um, if this player was just really insane, this Donnie Rhubarb, you could look to play back a little bit, but against most players, King Queen offsuit is just not a very good hand facing a 3-bet already. All right, King 6 offsuit. 4-8 suited. A couple more big tournaments on club coming up later this evening. A couple pretty big spots here on gold also, to be honest. It's 218 one day and the 218 day 2. Both PKOs, both on gold. Both with really, I would call it substantial prize pools. I mean, just on the one day, you're looking at 17,000 up top, first and second. And on the 2 day, let's see, that's a fold, ace deuce offsuit, clear fold, under the gun. The 2 day, first place, look at that, 61,000. Second place, 58,000. Third place, 24,000. Substantial tournament. All right, so let's see what we got here. We have over 100 big blinds. We got a limp. That player has about 40 big blinds. Let's make it 4.5x. I think it's fine. Anything between 4 and 5 big blind. ISO raise. Don't really want to limp behind. Nice hand to ISO raise. 64%. Look at that. 64% VPIP, only 11% preflop raise. So more than 5 out of 6 times when they're entering the pot, it's with a limp. Just really weak and passive. We're going to look to run this player over. All right, so King 6 offsuit. What do we got going on here? In the big blind, it's close. Let's get some more time and think about this. All right, so King 6 offsuit. Oh, Simply Old. We played with this player. They're a tough player. 6-6. Yeah, Simply Old is a very tough player. Tiger Dog, I think, is maybe the chip leader. It's close again. I'm going to lean to fold, elect to fold. Look at this player. This is strange. Okay, so what the heck's going on here? So they just jam. So they're going to have a lot of overcards. You know, they're not strong here. They don't have sets. Why would they jam all in with a set? This is close. I'm going to like to call. Oh, a 2. Interesting. Wow, and he holds. Sad situation. What a weird play. Was that suited or offsuit? 10 deuce. Doing it for Doyle. That is suited. Oh, it was suited. That makes sense. So he limped 10 deuce suited, called the ISO raise, and then just jams on a 5-3 deuce flop. We're going to be looking to play as many pots with that player as possible. It was close. I mean, the 10 deuce he had specifically kind of didn't interact well with my ace 10, but we were still, let's see, let me think about this. 3 outs, and we had straight draws, 4-7. Yeah, we still had about 30% equity, but usually we're gonna be at least 50-50 there. And we're gonna have really substantial opportunities to bust that player if they keep playing so fishy. Let's see. 5-6 facing a jam, very clear fold. This player is not going to be around long. This Momo fits. Just kind of splashy and wild as they're playing. So we're going to look to get in as many pots as possible with them. We're not going to go out of our way, but just play crazy to get in the. But we're not going to, any opportunity we get, we're going to play. Nice hand here. This is the big tournament. So let's see what we got. Simply Old. So I'm gonna make it 2.5x. Ace 10 of clubs, really nice hand. We can, even if we get 3-bet, we can definitely defend and look to 4-bet some actually from the, but they just call. We flop top pair. So you want to, the range is pretty connected, I mean pretty close here. Obviously this one will choose to bet. We're gonna go bigger size. We go about 60% pot. And how should they respond? I mean, any straight draws, they need to respond. Top pair, they need to call also. 9, not a great turn card. He's got more 9s in his range. Not terrible either. Okay, so we'll probably look to, if they check, we're probably gonna look to bet small, like third pot sizing. If they bet, we're calling. Okay, so we're gonna bet 17,000 roughly. 18,000 is fine, and 51. We got top 2. We got 3 pair. Now we got top 2. So they had probably nothing, maybe a gut shot or something like that. This is really okay. So, like I said, Momo Fitz is not going to be around long. They were playing loose, splashy, crazy, Limpton with 10 deuce offsuit or 10 deuce suited, middle position. I had ace king in the big blind in the day 2, and everyone folds. Oh, I hate that JSSD. I had pocket aces 3 times in the first 51 hands in the main event today, and people kept just folding. I couldn't get any action going. Um, Let's see. Pretty weak hand. So this Momo Fitz player, we just had a hand where 10 deuce suited, limped, middle position. I had ace 10, so I ISO raised to 4.5x. Momo Fitz called, and on a deuce 3-5 flop, Momo Fitz jammed all in. And we thought about it for a minute. We had overs, we had a gut shot, and we elected to call. They had a 210 on 5-3 deuce and just jammed all in. Pretty wild. So we're gonna be looking to, ooh, we know how to play this hand. Speak of the devil. So we've been making it 2.5x over here. Pretty big size, but no reason to change anything up now. Ghost is tanking. All right, chips less than 10 big blinds. Really healthy bounty at 200, some over 200. Let's see if they jam. Will obviously be in there. Let's see. They must be folding. Let's just raise it up to 2.5x. So they're tanking. Tanking. All right. We played a lot with this player in the small blind. This Buku Banana. Not a lot, but some, I would say. I don't have much reads on the player. I know Lagavulin is a tough player. Simply Old is a really tough player. Also, played a lot with Simply Old. Alright, so what is going on with this player? They're just tanking. What's the name of this player? Chips Don't Lie 444. Alright. It's a little Shakira reference. Hips don't lie, but chips don't lie. Ace 5 offsuit over here. Let's make sure we don't miss this situation timeout. I guess what they're doing over there. Alright, so we're gonna, okay, so here back over to our big hand, 2.5x. Alright, that's fine. We'll keep that in mind. So what do we want to do here? Probably just call. Oh, jam. Look at this. Dream. Ace king. Oh, there's a king. No king. Hold. Oh, so sick. That's how we've been running lately, family. That is so sick. Trip king, speed, pocket aces, all in pre-flop. Woof, that was a tough one. Would have been up to 420k. That would be tough. We've been close to the top actually. Wow. Oh, morning. That was a tough one. 420K. What would that have put us at? About fourth place, fifth place? Yeah, top 10 for sure. Sad. Aces cracked. The way I've been running recently, I just felt that that was coming. It's not good energy whenever you have that feeling. Ace queen takes it. Oy vey. Alright. I'm going to shake that one off. Get back into it. Players are going out pretty quickly. We started with 570. We're down to right around 400. Ace 3 off. Interesting jam there by Ace King. That was... I guess that's one way to see all 5 cards. Just jam all your cards in the middle. Ace King generally plays pretty well across 5 streets. All 5 cards, all the streets, so not a bad play to try to get it all in. We have a pair. Pairs are pretty good. Pairs are hard to make in poker. It's a pretty bad turn card. Things like King Queen get there, King 10 suited gets there. Almost. Oh, they're not gonna bet. Wow. All right, let's get an 8 or a Jack. I think we can bet small now. Looking to get value from things like 10s. Smaller pairs might call for such a small size, like things like 9s. King 3 calls. King high call. I didn't expect that, but that's what happens when you go super small. You can get some really ambitious speculative calls. That was a good thing to note. So if you pay attention during these tournaments, you can really pick up on things. So this player opened King 3 from early position. I think they limped actually, but regardless, limp or open, that's a bad play. You want to be folding King 3 suited from early position. I think King 3 suited, maybe cutoff would be the earliest hand I would consider opening it. But button is a clear open, but middle or early position, you just have to fold that. You're gonna be just dominated if you start playing that wide and loose. And all right, so we're on a 5-minute break. Got a little hand here. We are gonna take this 5-minute break after the conclusion of this hand. Let's see what Lagavulin does. Really tough player here. Played a lot with Lagavulin. Jack raised it up. Pretty weak. Pretty weak hand. Alright, see you guys back in about 5 minutes. Okay. And we're back. We got our little poker chip card protector here with us. Hopefully give some run good. We didn't have it with us playing earlier. Maybe that was why we had our pocket aces cracked. But we've got it with us now, so hopefully we'll get the run good going. I'm gonna probably open this from the cutoff if it folds to me. If not, we'll be folding it. So, pretty exciting stuff on the that someone opened, so we'll fold. So on the YouTube channel, Josh Guindon Poker, we're currently filming the first episode of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist. Make sure you are subscribed because we will be giving away an exciting big giveaway within the first 3 episodes of the Bank Rolex Challenge. So make sure you're subscribed to Josh Guindon Poker YouTube for a chance to win. Wow, big hand here. Full house. Kings. Jam with ace. Okay, so they missed out on the flush draw and got a full house with kings. So, all right, let's see what we got. We have the, once again, on the left is the 1-day 218 SC or $218 PK, 150K guaranteed. Nice prize pool over here. Let's see, can we open this? Seems a little wide. And then over here we have day 2 of the 218 SC or $218 PKO, 600K guaranteed. So we just took a bad beat, really bad beat. So we opened pocket aces from the hijack to 2.5 big blinds. And the next position, maybe the cutoff player right here, jams maybe 50, no, more than 50. It was probably 60 big blinds with ace king. King on the flop, king on the river. That's tournament poker sometimes. You know, you're going to run into some coolers like that. Tournament poker is not for the faint of heart. Let's let the doggo in before we hop back into some poker. All right. There's the doggo. Hey, doggo. All right. So, but sometimes, you know, bad beats are going to happen, but you gotta be able to shake that off. That's part of why poker is so profitable. It's a game of chance in theory. I mean, there's strategy to it, but any person can win on any given day. Like that player made a what I would call a negative EV or expected value play, right? They shoved something like 60 big blind shove over a 2.5 big blind open. They did that with ace king. That is not a winning play, but that's okay. Long term, we're going to make a lot of money off that hand with pocket aces. It just so happened that this was the maybe 20-30% of time that we lost a hand, and that's a bad beat. We were on the negative side of variance, and that's okay. We've got to be okay with that. You cannot let that, upset you or tilt you, because that's how you make money in poker. When people are making plays like that. If the results were predetermined and predefined, well, we wouldn't need to play the game. But sometimes bad beats like that happen. Just gotta shake it off. We need something in real time to be able to shake that off and get back into it, because there will be more hands and big spots like this one, for example. So we raised 10-9 suited and 10-3 6, 1 diamond. I like a bet here on the turn and a check back on the river. Yeah, that's nice. So we got it through. That's a big stack player right there. Top 10 player. I can't say the name. BB Banana. It's hard to pronounce. Let's see what Jason SD said. So he said, I'm out of the 100K. It was mid-pack and showed ace queen suited. Got called by ace king. That's tough, man. Tough beat, good run. You easily could easily won there, and yeah, it's kind of a cooler situation. Ace Queen suited, especially versus Ace King. It's gonna happen sometimes. Keep your head up. Well, good run. You're a great player. It's a tough situation. Let's see. So let me switch over to big blinds just for simplicity. It might be a little easier to calculate. So we are 37 big blinds. Player. This is a really tight player. Simply hold. I played with them. So let's do some pot odds math. So if we call four, it's to win 15. So with implied odds, it's pretty close, but I think we're getting enough to continue. Decent flop. Don't love it. Don't hate it. Probably continue one street and look to improve and see if they shut it down. We're not gonna lose our whole stack, but we're also not gonna go away. We're ahead of hands like ace king, ace queen, king queen suited to play like this. Let's improve. Let's get a 5. Ooh, that's pretty nice. And over here we've got a hand too. Ace 8 suited. So we can look to... Now we're going to be more invested in this hand. We've got the flush draw. I think if a 5 or 6 comes in, we're definitely winning the vast majority of the time. We're still ahead of a lot of their range. Obviously we lose to... Oh, they check it back. So they cap their range. So it's pretty telling. We'll check and look to get to showdown value. Look to get to showdown. We got a lot of showdown value here. See if they bet. A pretty tight conservative player. I could have let out there, I think, a lot of the time. The jack is not a great card, but they're not really. So yeah, we beat ace king. Perfect. Yeah, we put him on ace king a lot there, and that's what they end up having. You can't only put him on ace king. You got to think of all the range of possibilities he could have had. When they check the turn, that pretty much eliminates big overpairs out of the hand. It really weights things towards like ace king. Doesn't get rid of ace jack. I don't think this specific player does. I played with them. I kind of have them labeled as like a tight kind of OMC or what we call old man coffee type of player. So I thought it was a lot of ace king specifically when they 3-bet, bet the flop, and then check the turn. That's really a lot of ace king there. So now we got a spot over here with this really, how can we put this politically correct? Less than good player. Alright, let's see. Do they ever fold anything? We bet minimum and they just folded there. We took that down. That was nice. Nice result. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, pocket 9s and small blinds. 66 big blinds for us there. Quick math. This is another PKO tournament, so this is... Okay, what are they raising? 1,500, that's 3x off 18. It's about 30 some big blinds. We might look to just put it in here with 9s. I think it's reasonable. Probably get called by higher aces. Doesn't that... King 5, okay. Oh, wow. We are running really bad. Oh, man. King 5 just snap calls for 30 big blinds. And they flop 2 pair. That's kind of how we've been running, family. Wow. What a dream scenario. Bounty on the line and... Wow. 65 big blind pot with a bounty on the line with pocket 9s, all in versus King 5. And we just get ran down. Flop 2 pair. 1 in 80 times we flop 2 pair. And we got it. We're just going through it, family. This is some run bad. Gotta get the chip summoned up here. Get it going. So coming back to the giveaway, I want to make sure that everyone is subscribed. I think everyone that's on here currently is subscribed, but I want everyone that will listen in the future to this to be subscribed because we're giving some really big giveaways. Live seats to World Poker Tour events. We're not announcing quite yet what we're going to be giving away, but we've got a series of videos coming out called the Bankroll X Challenge with a Twist. It'll be a fun cash game series where we're going to try to raise $10,000 by playing poker, mainly 2-5, no limit hold'em cash games. We shot our first episode last week. Now we're putting that into the first vlog, first video series. It's fun. It's coming together nicely. We had a really favorable result on the first episode. We made it almost 20% of the way through the challenge. So we've decided in the first, we're going to be giving a really big giveaway. And we'll be announcing that within the first 3 episodes at any time. Might be the first episode, might be the second or third. Got to watch and find out. But you will definitely need to be subscribed in order to win this giveaway. So pretty exciting stuff. I like the giveaways are important to me. I want to be able to give back to everyone who's supporting the channel with their viewership and participation. So let's see what we got. Ace 4 off. Which player is this? Simply Old. This is a very tight player. 19-9, really tight stats. 9% pre-flop raise. That's very low. Let's see what mine is for comparison. 22 and 22. Oh, it's pretty rare. Ace offsuit. I think a wheel ace is fine. I guess it's a little bit more valuable. And we flop nada. Nada empanada. Simply Old. We'll probably c-bet here most of the time, and we just have to fold. We could get creative occasionally, but we actually don't have a pair there very often, but we really cannot continue even to a small bet with really no hand, no backdoor draws, and we are out of position. We lacked the range advantage, and we lacked initiative. Basically, we had absolutely nothing going on in the hand. So despite the fact that only about like 30% of the pot, we wanted nothing to do with that 30% pot bet. This is weak all in. So bounty on the line. Sad that we have absolutely nothing, because that would be a nice bounty to have. 137. So what do they have? Jacks versus queens. Wow, I was gonna say ace would have been nice to have. All right, queens takes out jacks. Good run, Ghost. 200 looks like about 350th place, 344th. All right, so wow. Let's see if we can get some run good going now. Let's raise it up a little bit to 2.2. Come on, Simply Old, get in there. The water is warm. Do they ever re-raise here? I mean, they definitely do sometimes. Let's see what we have over here. This looks like... Ooh, what a flop. So we actually have spades here. So we have the nut spade draw. We have more aces than they do. Oh, they're raising. Yeah. We're not going anywhere. We don't need to commit either. 8's a bad card. Let's check it over and hope to get there with the spades. Oh, goodness. Wow, what are they raising with? Ace? I think they're raising... I think we can bet for value here, actually. And they fold, so they were just bluffing on the flop, trying to represent the flush. People do that sometimes. They'll check raise on a 3-liner board like that, but... Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we had the world there. We had the nut flush draw. Just having that king of spades, like I said, is considered like we call it blocker. So it automatically eliminates a lot of the flush combinations they have. And when they check the turn, they don't really have flushes. They should have kept betting if they had flushes. So it felt really weak, like it was just a bluff chance on the flop. Jack 8-0. Pretty weak. Queen deuce suited. Let's see, I've got 30, 27. He's got 30 some. Just a limp in. See if I can see a cheap flop. Queen ball. Let's check call. Now we can bet for value. Half pot's fine. They must have had nothing. So, king 8 offsuit on the button. This is like kind of the bottom of my range. I'd start to open on the button, like king 7 offsuit, king 8 offsuit. I think one mistake people do is they open every offsuit king on the button. If you're opening every offsuit king on the button against good players in the blinds, you're going to get ran over. Like king 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those really weak hands. Should be folding most of those. A whole lot of nothing there. We're up to 50 big blinds though. Made a nice little recovery after our aces got absolutely demolished. That's the thing about tournament poker. You're always going to have, you just got to, bad beats are going to happen, but you just got to assess the situation, see where am I at now? How can I do the best I can now with the situation I got? You can really lose a lot of chips and money and equity by just dwelling on your bad situation you had, but tournament poker is a mental game. You got to shake it off and realize you still have a good opportunity. When I made the final table of the $5 million free roll, man, I took some bad beats early on in day one. I was actually down to like just a few big blinds early on in day one, and I knew if I just kind of stayed patient, stayed aggressive though, that I would get some more opportunities and have a chance. I ended up 7th place out of about 1,500. But if I would have just said, "Oh, woe is me," and kind of folded in the table, then I wouldn't have hit that big bounty I pulled and wouldn't have made my first televised final table, which is pretty cool. The ambassadorship probably wouldn't have happened actually. So, or at least definitely not as soon. That's for sure. What do we have here? We're out of position. Something I'm working on more is checking a little bit more out of position. I think I'm betting there a little too often. It's a pretty good hand. Now we can start firing here. Player didn't bet V. Oh wow, we get there. Maybe our fortune is turning around. And he calls it off. Maybe this chip leader. Ace. Alright, big pot there. 20 big blinds. Okay, so what do we have over here? I got a little bit of a situation. It's checked on the flop. Ooh, Fat Frumos. This is a pro player. I know this player. They are really good. So what do we want to be doing here? We want to be leading for the most part. For a lot of reasons. We got more 5s in our range. We do have over cards, and we have a gut shot. They check the flop, so a lot of the time they're going to have just 2 random over cards, and facing a bet there, they really can't continue. And if they do, then we're going to put more pressure on them on most rivers also. That's 20 big blinds for 10 jack off. Absolutely worthless. Fold. Okay, so just like that. I mean, that was like we're talking about. Those pocket aces got ran down. We could have been sad. I mean, we were a little sad. We allowed ourselves to feel the sadness and feel upset, but then we got over it almost immediately within a hand or two. And then we had a nice hand where we chipped up a little bit. And then we just won a nice pot. We went up from 50, now we're up to 70. 70 big blinds, with a real opportunity to run deep. Only 60 some. I'm in 60th place out of 320 players left. All right, so let's see what we got. I love tournament poker. Such a grind. It's like a mental challenge. Such a fun strategy game. Not only how you play your cards, but how you're competing with yourself just to play as well as you can. It's a fun endeavor. All right, so King Jack off versus Ace Five. King Jack is just gonna win almost every time there. Yep, against on that flop. King Jack, is that an elimination? Yes. Wow, it's a big bounty. 200 and some. Nice hand, King Jack. A little lucky there. A little suck out, but hey, not bad. 60-40. 55-45 maybe. Alright, so are we chip leader at this table? No, we've got, I don't even know how to say that, but BB Banana. Simply Old, tough player. Everyone's limping in. I'm out. 7 deuce offsuit. Ace 3-8 over here. He raised initially, and the lead's small, so maybe an ace. We're representing an ace. Now it's hard to have an ace. Simply Old called. Maybe some pairs. And then a jam by Tiger Dog. Call here. This person must have an ace. This player, what do they have? Spade draw they turned with a combo draw, I guess. Oh, maybe this player has a full house, like eights. That would be interesting. This player has an ace, and this player has eights. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Simply Old in the tank. It seems genuine. I mean, so we have sixes. Oh, the six. Wait a minute. What? Eights. Oh, so we called it there. Eights full house. Sixes was just going wild. Wow. Tournament poker is alive and well, friends. Wow, that's insane. Tricky play by Frogboat. Led small and then check the turn. After flopping. That's crazy. That was a crazy hand. Even river to 6 for a full house, and it was no good. They're drawing dead. Wow. That was insane. It reminds me of a hand that I played against Cuz, Steve Buckner. We're on the Virgin Voyages cruise. We're playing the main event. There's about 50 players left. And I had Queen 9 offsuit in the big blind. A player under the gun raised. Cuz was on the button. He called. Small blind called. I was big blind. I had Queen 9 offsuit, and I hated it because it was 4 ways. I was like, oh, one more big blind for, to win 9 or something. I was like, let me call, see what happens. So I called, and flop was Queen, Queen, Queen 6. The initial raiser checked. Cuz was on the button with about 25 big blinds, and he just jams all in for 25 big blinds. Small blind folded. I'm sitting there with a Queen 9 on Queen 6, so I got trips. Obviously, I'm calling, so I just kind of tank for a second, act like I was a little sad. I wanted the other player into the initial raiser. I called the initial raiser. I spoke with him after he folded, but he said if I would have folded, then he was going to call also. So Cuz has pocket threes, so 3-3 on Queen 6. Cuz jams all in, and just he was bluffing, I guess, or maybe value. I don't know what he was doing, honestly. And I snap called Queen 9 on Queen 6. Cuz had pocket threes, jammed all in. Turn was a 3, and so he turned a full house after just getting his money, almost drawing dead. Just like most insane hand ever against Cuz, but Oh, this player is so fishy. I think my jack high, or my ace high is good sometimes. Let's see what this player does. I need a little help. 10 or an ace. Spades aren't great. Check to us. We could probably represent spades if he checks to us. Oh, it goes all in. 170 big blind jam all in. That's funny. So yeah, cut. Even professionals like Cuz, who is second in the Player of the Year, just missed it by a few points a couple years ago. Even they make some crazy plays sometimes. So you gotta be, you think, oh, a pro, they're always just gonna play it solid and perfect every time. No, that's not true. Alright, this is a pretty good hand here. This is a pro here, Fat Frumos. We know that player. They're a really good player. Um, Later position, you can look to 3-bet more. I think you just got to call here, especially at the stack depth. Not great. Not a great flop. We got some backdoor opportunities. If he bets small, I think we have to continue. He checks. Okay. We got to remember this is a good player, so they're going to be pretty balanced. We got to pick up a gut shot now. That ace just whacks their range. Check again. 10? No. Alright. King high. Check. We could actually, so they're gonna have a lot of pocket pairs now, like 9, something like that, 10. 7s actually, okay. I was gonna say that would actually be a spot we could look to check raise some on the river, but they just checked all 3 streets, so we didn't. 22 bigs and a dream over here. How many places does this pay? Only 70 some, so we gotta do work. We're down to 22 big blinds. What does this say? Let's trade cards. 16 big blind jam. Ace 8 suited is close. A little too weak. Very marginal. Even if it's like slightly ahead, it's just not a great spot. And we think we have an advantage against these players, but also specifically this player who now has a lot of chips, but is playing recklessly. There's a huge opportunity to kind of chip up from this player. So if it was a completely break-even spot, break-even table, might look to call that last spot, but we have a really great opportunity playing with this player, so very valuable situation. So makes it a better fold there. Right. Good luck to all those on Club WPT playing in the qualifier today. That's a big tournament. Oh, Fallen X. Okay, we know Fallen X. Player from Club WT. I might be saying that wrong. I think there's only one L, but FALINX. I've always kind of read it as Fallen X, so it's probably not actually Fallen X. So, out of position on a monotone board is pretty tricky, especially against a chip leader. And I checked it over. Now we have to bet our top pair, and we're gonna bet again for value, obviously. Top pair. They didn't play it like they had a flush draw, so pretty unlikely that we're behind there. Let's see. Suited hand. Then simply old. Oh, just enough to call. Wow, flop a monster. Got shot with the clubs. Definitely will be check raising that. I'm gonna check it over. Now we can start bluffing. Actually, I can overbet here. So we bet 8 into 5. I'm gonna call. Let's get some sugar. Now we can just bet a standard size. So here you got 6 high. You got absolutely no showdown value. You've got the very bottom part of your range. You got a bluff. So overbet the turn and continued as a pot size bet on the river. It's a really nice combo. It's, even overpairs there sometimes will fold, but if you guys are not doing over bets at all, you should think about incorporating them into your strategy. A little beyond the purview of the discussion here to talk about all the benefits of all the strategy of overbets. It's a very complex strategy, but if you're never doing an overbet, you should think about trying it. Try 1.5x the pot, mainly on the turn and the river. Anytime you do any play, you always want some bluffs in your range, and you want some value combinations. That last board I could easily had trips, or been doing that with top pair even to some degree. Let's see what we got over here. Pocket eights under the gun, 21 big blinds effective. That Frumos, pro with the flat, and position 7 from the hijack. Jam by the fishy player. This might be a call. Jam by the fishy player. I'm gonna go with it. Kings, stang. It's unfortunate. Alright. Just jammed it in with kings. Alright, we got taken out by the fish. It's unfortunate. No rebuy. We don't want to rebuy. We want to focus on the big spot at hand. Day 2 PKO. We did take some players out of that other one, so we probably made our money back, but oh yeah. A little card dead there. It's alright. Didn't play the best, didn't run the best. Alright, so this is interesting. So 3 big blind raise off 32, that's a big raise. Should be something more like 2 or 2.2 big blinds. So when they make it 3 big blinds, the immediate adjustment is, if you're responding to that, is just to play more cautiously. So you'll fold out kind of the marginal hands. I mean, Jack 7 suited should be a fold there to 2 or to 2.2. Alright, let's see if we get a little bit of... Let's see how well we can play this one. Pocket Rockets. American Airlines, the #1 best hand ever created. Let's see. see if we can get to 2.2. 2.2. Let's see if we can get someone to play back at us a little bit. Three bet would be crazy. Come on, chip leader. Oh, no three bet, but we did get a continue. All right. Pretty favorable. Doubt they have much king queen, but they could have a king or a queen. So we'll try to target that. Draw it small, 2 big blinds. Looking to size up on the turn. Wow. Monster. Actually, I mean, it's a good card, obviously, but it's not a great card. Let's see. I think if he raises, he only has one hand. Jack 10. I don't think we would actually go crazy with an all-in. I think we would, yeah, there's a raise. Interesting. So we're gonna look for the board to pair. Guess he could have some diamonds in theory. Oh, that's a pretty bad river. No, we're not going anywhere. If he's got Jack 10 or diamonds, he's got Jack 10 or diamonds. All in, really? Yeah, I don't think we can fold. Man, it just feels so bad. It just feels like we're beat so many times. Can we fold a set of aces here? Jack 10. He could have 2 pairs, in theory. He could have 2 pair. We have a set of aces, so he doesn't have any aces. He's got like king queen he flopped and then just started going crazy. I doubt it. So he's got diamonds, some. We don't have any diamonds. I doubt he's got diamonds as much because maybe backdoor from the flop. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel so bad. I don't think we can fold. Set of aces. What 2 pair hands does he have? Yeah, I think we just got a call. Set of queens. Wow. That's incredible. We knocked out the chip leader. Alright. Oh, what do we have opening here? What tournament just opened? That was crazy. Actually, we're 3rd place at a 259. What just opened? What is this? I think this must be an error. I don't think we're in another tournament. That was weird. This is the one we got knocked out of. Yeah, we're not in this. Huh. I don't know why it opened. It was a glitch. P. Mars, what was going on there? The one you got knocked out of outdoes that. Interesting. I wonder why that happened. Man, that aces, that was scary. I feel like I was beat there a lot, but I couldn't fold a set of aces, and I just decided he had too many hands, like 2 pair that could do that too, so I beat some value, so I had to call. The one that, yeah, one of the glitches, Jason SD, one of the many glitches. Gold will get it figured out. I do have confidence into them. Kind of the Tesla effect, though. They ruled out a product that wasn't quite mainstream, ready to go, but they wanted to get it out by the festival. So, I mean, props to them for getting this festival going. It's been awesome tournament, awesome series of tournaments. So let's see. So we are in 3rd place now, family. Aces went sideways once, and we got put in the blender with aces again, but we held. If the tournament ended right now, we're in 3rd. What would that pay? 25,000, 24,000. That would not be terrible. All right, let's focus. Let's run up a big stack. Let's run deep. We got a crazy opportunity right now. Oh, look at this companion right here. That is the dog, Tonks. She's a good girl. Tonks, are you a good girl? Tail's wagging. All right, let's get back to the poker. Oh, bless you. All right, ace 7 offsuit. Clear fold. 14 big blind jam. So now we are big stack at the table. Can we make any adjustments? We'll see. So this is a PKO. So you can open a little wider, but one mistake a lot of people make. Yeah, Jason Essie's asking is blue healer. Yeah, Tonks is almost exclusively a blue healer. Australian Cattle Dog. A little bit of Border Collie too, we think, but mainly blue healer. Yeah, this is a good girl. Yeah, she's a really sweet girl. Yeah, part of our family. First child we had before we had actual kids. This is a sweet girl. Yeah, you've had blue healers. Yeah, they're great dogs, aren't they? Super high energy. Gotta take them on walks at least every day, which is good. Gets me off the couch. Um, so, yeah, great dogs. Very loyal, very smart. You can teach them pretty much anything. I mean, she knows lots of commands. Very listens very well. Very loyal. Doesn't run off. You could. We do have a gate around our house, but even if we didn't have one, she wouldn't. I don't think she'd run off. She might run off, but then she comes back when you tell her to come back. And you can. They're very. Ours is very food motivated. So even if she's running off, sometimes she'll get loose. You can say TREAT, and she'll come running back. Pretty awesome. Um, all right, so we're still at the same table. So what do we know about any of those players? What kind of adjustments can we make? Simply Old, I don't think is. They are a very tight player. I played with them in the main event. Um, so they can be bluffed a little bit, but the main thing to recognize when someone's super tight like that is, let's see, this is a call. They just realize they have a stronger range. They don't really have many bluffs. They're not going to bluff you much. Anytime they're betting, it's going to be all right. And let's see what we got here. So middle pair, 13.9 off 6. So two SPR stack to pot ratio. Pretty good hand. All right, so let's call that. And check that over. We did fold. So, Joseph Bevan, if I'm saying that right, Bevan, what is the recording setup? What do you mean by that? Like, how am I? Oh, I see what you're saying. So this is just YouTube live on my phone and the computer. We're live streaming on YouTube Live, and we got a trusty dusty phone holder. Not super high quality production. Just kind of went live all of a sudden. Yeah, I'll be streaming for a little bit of time here. What? Oh, you dead? Fold now. Let's see about that. I think I'm gonna call. As played. Yep, Queens. Good play by Queens. Yeah, Joseph is asking, can we use OBS? More of a Streamlabs person myself, but we are just doing a pop-up stream here, nothing official. So just want YouTube Live on the phone and the computer. 10-7 suited. 3 big blinds. 3 big blind open. Once again, another big open size. Let's see what 9-5. Wow, so they are really tight. And they're just opening a larger raise size. So pretty much the adjustment is going to be folding everything except premiums. And need to be more linear also against that player as opposed to more polarized. Very favorable hand here. Especially on the button as a chip leader. Against Simply Old and the other player. Size up a little bit. Let's go 2.5x. 7-4 suited and free roll on gold. Flop 2 pair. Got it in 4 ways and turned a boat. Let's go. Good luck. Hope you get a gold ticket. I ran pretty deep in the one today, but we'll try to get them again. Middle part of the week, I think the odds are a little bit better. Middle part of the week, less players, obviously. The incentive is less significant for me now, though. Now that I'm out of the main event, I won't be playing any of those live tournaments, so the $1 million bonus will not happen for me. Whoops, I had the little bit of a misclick there. It is what it is. I get to play on the weekends pretty much. Yeah, it's hard during the week for us that work during the week, right? My schedule's a little bit all over the place, so I'll play some during the week, some during. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check and give up. Lose most of the time. Some of the small percentage chance I will win. Probably will lose. Wow, ace queen trapping. Save some chips there. Okay. You're looking for me to bet. Good thing I misclicked and then sensibly checked back. Lost the minimum there. That was a weird hand. Ace queen. They didn't 3-bet from the small blind. That's a good note to make. Alright. C'est la vie. Alright, so we are in 9th place out of 238. Running deep in the 218 SC PKO Day 2. Yeah, Jason, that's tough when you only play on the weekends. We gotta work that into your chat with your boss, into your contract negotiations about some time to play some poker. If only it worked like that, right? Let's see. Yeah, good. Yeah, Joseph OBS. Yeah, like I said, just a quick little pop-up stream here. Gonna discussing some strategy, discussing some giveaways on Josh Guindon Poker. Josh Guindon Poker YouTube. I'm one of the new World Poker Tour ambassadors. I'm the ambassador of Club WPT. We are doing a bank Rolex challenge with a twist. Just recorded our first session and producing our first video now as we speak. We're going to be giving away World Poker Tour main event seats, so make sure you're subscribed to Josh Guindon Poker on YouTube. Let's see, this is close. I think as a chip leader I can start opening up a little bit. This is a hand I would normally fold in a regular setup full ring game, but I think Queen Jack offsuit I first start to open, usually like kind of position 7, hijack. As the chip leader, you can open up a little bit wider. So this is one spot wider than I would normally open. We're kind of getting late middle stages of the tournament, so most people hit 30 to 40 big blinds. You can start getting a little wider. So those two things make it an okay open. Ooh, interesting. It's one of those spots. The board it's close, but it favors their range somewhat. We do have the gut shot, which allows us to actually bet this one. A mistake a lot of players make here is continuing on everything, but also then choosing a small size. So let's continue. When you want to think about your range, yeah, spades favor me. Also, I got a lot of 10 jack. I got more sets than they do. This is probably just a fold. Yeah, 13. Yeah, especially with the spades. In theory, the spades did favor me for the most part, but he when you're talking about theory versus practice, right? Versus your exact hand. I don't have spades, so it makes it more likely he does. I think it was a fine feel. Um, so on that board, when the ranges are pretty close, you want to bet a little larger. You want to size up, and you only want to do it with your best draws and your best hands. So I actually had a gut shot there, so it was reasonable to work that into my betting range there. What mistakes people make there is they, number one, bet too frequently. So you want to bet somewhere C bet around like 50 to 60% of the time there on that board specifically. And then when you do bet, you want to size up. You don't want to just do the classic third pot bet. You want to go half or two-thirds, for example. Turn of a spade. You can take a stab. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a great turn. You continued betting. I think he had a lot of pair plus draws there, like top pair or even middle pair with open-ended sort of thing. Good to have two pairs, could be straight already in theory, right? I feel like I had just enough to continue against his check raise. It is a nice check raise on that player's part. Something a lot of people don't do enough. I don't know how to respond though. You can't just fold every check against every check raise because they're gonna have a good player will have a lot of kind of weaker hands in their check raising range. Um, some really aggressive players that are really capable, they just will realize that the board they can represent a really strong hand on that board, and they can really put you to the test and go crazy, check raising, betting, all in by the river, and they don't necessarily have to even have a hand. So it's a pretty tough player to play against when they go that aggro. Jason SD, time before last, defending World Poker Tour, World Championship, win Las Vegas, Club WPT private tournament champion. I think you won the year before last, right? Or was it last year? For some reason I'm thinking it was 2 years ago, but correct me if I'm wrong. Um, so that's a nice title. Only a few people have won that tournament. 2023, yeah, 2 years ago. I think you could have opened that Jack 8 suited. Yeah, could have. Felt little loose. A little loose for sure. If I'm opening that hand, then I'm opening probably too many hands. These players are pretty solid. I don't think anyone, in general, they're a pretty good group of players. So I don't think I can run over them. Jack 8 suited is a little loose to open under the gun in most situations. Usually I'll be looking more kind of middle position is when I'll start opening Jack 8 suited. Certainly late position is obvious, but under the gun, not really my playing style to be opening Jack 8 suited. Yeah, I would have lost a lot of chips on that board. Specifically, both players had aces on ace high board. Would have just been lighting money on fire with Jack 8 suited. And when you run deep, you gotta play solid. You gotta play tight for the most part. Good luck to get loose aggressive. I'm obviously the big stack, so I can look to exploit a little bit, but you can't just start going crazy and opening 75% of your range, or you're gonna won't last very long. If you're playing super lag style, that's a different story, but it's not really what I'm going for right now. Got something lag type styles I'll incorporate, but in the playing tight aggressive and looking to exploit. Terrible hand. Actually, my favorite hand of all time, Jack 5 offsuit. Let's see. I don't know if you saw, my wife finished 8th in the... Yeah, I didn't... I heard about that. Missed it by 3 spots. Dang. So close. Now, you have a prime seed already, but she does not. Am I correct in saying that? She won something. What did she win a few weeks back? Might have been a regular tournament. Um, Or was it something on GG? She won something, I feel like. Yeah, that was a great run. I actually missed. Yeah, so you got a prime seat and she does not. Yeah, she's a really good player. I think she's gonna get a prime seat. I actually missed the Super Saturday on Club WPT last night. It was a bit. Dude was doing family things yesterday. We had a my wife's brother kind of getting ready. I guess you call it bridal shower, a little party, getting ready for the wedding coming up in September. So yeah, focused on some life events. So you'll miss some poker tournaments. There's always more tournaments for sure. So all right, I'm gonna take a little 5 minute break. See you guys back a little bit. We'll talk some strategy and we'll talk about some giveaways coming up. She qualified for the 12K package. They're playing in November. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Got a gold ticket and qualified already for the big tournament in November. I see y'all in a few. All right. We're back. So 218 people left. We're in 24th place. 4-9 offsuit. We'll be folding that hand. Let's take a look at your table. He's on my club table in the 10K. Yeah, FALINX. Yeah, good player. He's played with him on club quite a bit. Always at your 10K table. Yeah, he's a solid player. Um, yeah, I remember one time he bluffed me pretty big with like 25 big blinds. He shoved all in, had a whole bunch of nothing. I called him and then he sucked out on me. Yeah. So 24th place. What does that pay? Over about 2,000. Wow, that would be good payday. All right, ace four offsuit from the cutoff. Nice hand to open. If it folds to me. 12-10, pretty tight player. 12% VPIP, 10% PFR. That is a fold. Yeah, very well known. I don't know, very well known, but I see him on club all the time. The OG Club WPT, not the Gold Club WPT. I'm battling. Tough spot here. Big blinds interested. FALINX. We call him Fallen X. C-bet. Probably has trips, overcards, overpair. So continues for small. I think I like that. Yeah, that's a nice bet. With all those hands. Oh, goodness. What happened there? Just have aces again. What is going on? Right, we're gonna three bet small. Go 5.5. Wow, how many times have we had aces? Earlier I was playing the World Poker Tour main event. I had pocket aces 3 times in 51 hands. This is the 3rd time here, if you remember. I can see how many hands we played. How many hands have we played here today? We have played 66 hands. We've had pocket aces 3 times. Oh, folds. Sad. I guess I could have flatted. No. Yeah, again. You get a 1 in, what, 220 hands roughly? I've had him 3 times in 60 hands. And the cards are coming, so let's make it happen. We have now 664,000 chips in play. I saw Brad Braulio Nesser busted about 300th place, if I had to say that right. Let's see. Yeah, 302nd place. Good run, Brad. $93 in bounties. 302. What did that pay? 302 paid about 281. Yeah, good run, man. All right. So what was the overall prize pool? 470,000. So if I'm doing the math on this correctly, there was about 2,350 players total. I think you take the prize pool and divide it by 20. So 470,000 would get you to about 230, 2,350 players. That's roughly correct. We're down to the final 214. I don't know if that's correct, but it sounds close. All right, Dr. Lasagna over here. Half of a stack on the turn. Rather large. Missed some of the action, but small blind call. 7-8. Who's got the 7-8? Probably more of Fallen X, but small blind. I guess they're pretty short. Yeah, we'll see. See what happens here. Big bounty on Dr. Lasagna. Wow. 350. Jams it. It's a big bounty. It's almost certainly not a bluff. Dr. Lasagna half pot, and then half stack, and then rest of the stack on the river. That's a pretty strong play. All right, 102 big blinds for the good team. Jason, good luck in that 10K. That's a big one. Some tough competition too. A tough one to do well in. Like 2,000 for first. I remember Roger Smith won that one. We had those pocket aces, and the under the gun razor, I think it was Dr. Lasagna. Maybe it was under the gun plus one. Definitely, if everyone's like 20 to 30 big blinds effective, you gotta start incorporating kind of slow plays with pocket aces into some of your plays. But for the most part, like a 3-bet there. You're never really looking to give up post flop. You're never going to fold, but we'll encourage people to get more money in the pot when otherwise they can just fold their bluffs pre-flop. 9 versus 8. It's kind of 8 on the flop. Wow. Brutal. Good run. Cooler. And you've had some coolers today. Takes a cooler to knock out a crusher, that's for sure. All right. Joined 110 SC, 250K on gold. Oh, wow. That's a nice tournament. That's a nice tournament. I don't think that's a bounty, is it? That's just a straight tournament. I like that better than the PKO varieties. Yeah, the Club WBT Gold Festival is coming to an end. I'm curious to see what the World Poker Tour and Club WBT Gold has in store going forward. especially excited about what sort of events they have surrounding the December Win World Poker Tour World Championship. Last year was obviously a massive year as they were trying to roll out gold. They did the $5 million free roll, which I was a part of. That was exceptional. Chase Bricker ended up getting first place in that tournament. I gave away the gold McLaren too. A magician won it. Just the atmosphere there at the Win during all those festivities was amazing. I heard that Poker Go is going to start streaming some women's events, which is going to be really good. I remember being at the in-person live at the final table of the Win World Championship ladies event, and there was no coverage. There was not a camera anywhere to be had. Luckily, I got to see the action. I was standing by the table, but that's something we definitely gotta work on is getting better exposure to women in poker. So just 9 offsuit, we can from any position, especially the hijack. Ladies final table on the voyage. Yeah, that was another good spot. Yeah, that voyage was fun, huh? That was crazy. Such a fun event. I would not be sad if the World Poker Tour decided to run it back with the Virgin Voyages. That was an incredible event for all those of us that got to be involved with that. If I remember correctly, Jason SD, you got to go compliments of your wife who won a spot and then had a +1. I think you were her +1, if I am correct in saying that. All right, King 2 suited, position 6. Fold. Here's a classic example of a lot of tournament poker is just folding, waiting for a better spot. We've had pocket aces 3 times in 66 hands. Who's to think that it won't happen again? Seems unlikely, but we'll find some spots. Just gotta stay patient. Oh yeah, yeah. I think they did. I can't remember how many seats they were giving away, but it was something like 14 seats in the qualifier or something, and she won one of them. I remember that. That was awesome. Ace Queen offsuit, position 5, or like under the gun +2. Nice opening hand, especially as the chip leader. Let's see what this player does. 20 big blinds. I don't think I'm going anywhere. He jams. I'm probably in there. 40 is a little different, especially with the big blind. A little stronger range, but hopefully we might get a call. Yeah, we got a call. Got 6-4. Mainly just look to c-bet. We'll go 2. I'm mainly looking to just fold out all his trash hands, all his random two card hands. Obviously the jack, he's not folding. We probably even face a check raise, yeah, with a jack. Ace queen is strong enough. We don't necessarily need to fold right away. Also, we can have a lot of the overpairs, which he cannot have. 10, we pick up more equity. I'm be looking to continue now. That added equity. I don't think we need to bet either. We can just check. Ace. Pretty great. So he does not have a set. No sets. He doesn't have 6s or 4s. Might have a jack. He's got clubs. 7. Let's just could raise by better. There's a clear call. And we win. Ace 7 was just messing around. Wow. On the flop. Ambitious check raise. Not very good, honestly. I would not have played that way. I would have folded the flop. I would not have check raised. Anytime a player does a play, you should always think like, what would you have done in their exact scenario? They're in their shoes, so to speak. It's a good way to learn poker and learn spots. It's like, okay, if I would have had ace of clubs naked with 7 there, would I have check raised? You know, you always think like, how much would I have lost or won in that specific scenario? It's a good way to start thinking of not only your hand, but start thinking like if you were playing in their exact position, what would you have done? I guess I probably could. I almost could have raised small on that river with that ace because when he checks the turn, he's pretty much announcing that he doesn't have 2 pairs, doesn't have a set, nothing like that. He's got club draws, some random bluff like he had, or a jack. Almost all of which you're ahead of on the river, but you would hate to see like a jam there. Ace king is he's at 68 or 64, so we're gonna raise obviously. Let's go to 8. Let's go pretty big. We'll go 8. People make a mistake of going too small. This is actually probably a little smaller even than I probably could have gone. Usually want to go about 4x their raise if you're out of position, or 3x their raise if you're in position off 60 some big blinds. So I made it a little less than 4x, which is a fine size. So he was opening probably a weak hand he couldn't continue with. We're now in 11th place. Cracked the final 200. Jack do offsuit. Dr. Lasagna. A lot of these players are starting to get pretty short here. We have bigger stack, so all we have to do, wow, jams 47 compared to 21. So what is that going to be? A lot of pairs. Should be some small pairs, a lot of medium pairs, obviously big Broadway cards. Ace queen, ace king. Ace jack probably in theory. But hands like 7s, 8s. Most pocket pairs actually, like especially the small one, even more. I think about it, the small pocket pairs is a nice play here. You really, I mean, you got pocket 2s. Do you really want to continue against a raise out of position? You're probably ahead of most cards, but you kind of want to fold. Or if they call, you're 50-50. He gave up on a hand too soon just now. I had king 7, the small blind, called a 3x raise. Flop was 9-6-6. They bet pot. 3 of us in the hand. I folded and ran out king. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like a decent fold at the time. Can't be too results oriented like what would have come. I mean, with the information you had, it was a good fold, but it just happened that, yeah, as much you had all the information you had at the time was saying it was a good fold. Easily could have come 8-5 too, or 8-10. You would hit a straight, but it's only going to happen one. And so often, if you always think like what would have happened, you would just go broke, but you made the best decision at the time. A3 offsuit. All right, bet and take. All right, 3-5 offsuit. We're getting really short. We got one, two, three, four stacks under 20 bigs. Super vulnerable. Most of them have really substantial bounties too. 260, 140, 340, 440. We have 370 bounty on our head. Oh wow. Favorable. Two. So let's do a little trap here. Sometimes I'll do this. That's pretty short stacks. I know this player can get pretty aggressive. Look to jam. You just call ace king off. It's actually a decent play to call an under the gun razor when you have ace king, especially ace king offsuit. It's a little weaker than ace king suited. But if like this player jams, that's just dreamy. Just ideal. Come on, king jack, king queen, you can do it. Jam it. Oh, boo. All right, we'll navigate. Ooh, interesting. I think if it checks to us, we're probably gonna bet. He bets, so we're definitely calling. Let's try to get like a. Let's get a jack of. What do we want? Jack of hearts. Do not raise now. Don't go all in. Good. Jack. Oh, oh, that's not great. He could have diamonds. For sure. We could have diamonds too, though. I don't think we necessarily want to start bluffing yet. Lack visibility. They could easily have diamonds. We could still have diamonds when we check. Now we can think about bluffing if he checks to us. Bet small. Do we ever check, or do we ever raise here? It's kind of a blocker size. Don't love it. Just let it go. You can have a lot of big aces, or big diamonds too, under the gun, open. Let's play it passive. Live to see another day. Oh, that's better. Better hands. Alright, so we are position 6. Off a big stack. Suited. Big ace. Ace jack suited. 50 bigs. Simply old. Everyone's folding. 14.5. I don't see us going anywhere against that player. Especially this player. I've seen them make some speculative jams before. Will we get involved with the other big stack at the table? Yes, we will. See if we can flop favorable. Not terrible. We will see bet. Once again, looking to clear out all of the junk. Another. Let's see if we can call and navigate. Four into 20. It's weird. Weirdly small. Does not feel like a queen or a deuce. Looks like some spades, honestly. Or a straight draw they had. Straight draw, spade draw. Honestly, we beat a lot with ace jack. Would they do that with like a 3-5? Let's think about this for a second. Feels like a lot of this spade. Well, I guess he could do that with a 2. He could have done that with a 2 and just led or turned small as like deception. I really don't feel like he's a queen as played. I think he's got a 2. He's got some spades. Could have backed into a 10 also. I think I'll just elect to fold. Yeah, we can look to find a better spot. A better run out too, honestly. There's one way to avoid that spot. I've been check raised twice now on flops. Um, there's a way to avoid that. If you bet bigger, like half, like 2/3 of the pot, for example. So I've been betting a third pot, which is a good standard bet. But maybe as a bluff, what you can do then is bet bigger. Like if you're c betting as a bluff, you can bet bigger, say 2/3. That's one obvious adjustment. Another thing you can do is just c bet a little less, less in theory, which is what they want you to do. That when they're check raising you on the flop. Um, that's an okay adjustment against really capable players. Sometimes you just have to just, as opposed to c betting 80 to 90%, you need to go down to 50 or 60%. That has a lot of disadvantages, so I don't really want to do that right now. So I think hands like that, where what I'll probably end up doing is start c betting a little larger, like half pot to 2/3 pot. Rich Al does that a lot, actually. I saw him do it on the voyage late in the prime. He was c betting these pros with like, he had absolutely nothing, but he kept betting like 2/3 pot on the flop when he was in position with the initiative, and they were just like so sad. I mean, they couldn't even continue. He was representing top pair. It's also good to pay attention to like what players are playing back at you a little bit. So far ZZ Ma and Dr. Lasagna have check raised me on the flop within the last couple orbits. Lines have gone up. Simply old. High big blind pot. We got a whole lot of nada. So, I think what we're gonna do coming up here is go off stream for a little bit, take a bit of a break, and then come back strong when we are deep a little bit later. We've got 170 people left. I do want to come back on a little bit later. I've got some fun announcements about some giveaways. And also, I think there'll be some more opportunity to talk strategy, especially as we get deeper into this tournament. Right now, there are 170 people left. We're 25th place, starting at about 2,500. So we're going to take a little break.